I wish they made cameras that were behind the screen. Because I've got a camera up above on the desktop. If you're on a laptop, you're looking pretty much at the screen.
Right.
But when it's on the laptop, I'm always looking down, like I'm not paying attention.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm looking at you instead of.
Well, supposedly.
And I have to look up here.
Now, okay, so look at me right now, Louise. Wally, look at me right in the eye.
Okay, I'm looking you right in the eye.
Okay, see, I'm looking you right in the eye now, but we're not looking at each other.
And you're looking like you're looking over here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So supposedly the only way you can look like you're looking directly at the viewer, for example, is to look right at the camera. But then you're not looking at anyone else.
Right.
Right. That's what I'm saying. If it floated behind the screen, so you could.
Yeah.
Or if it's in the front of the screen, then it covers up.
Well, maybe you should get cracking on that, Walt.
Market opportunity.
Maybe a drone.
A little drone, yeah.
Okay.
Like a little drone on the back of a fly or something. Welcome to Charbroiled Chats.
We just watched The Fly the other night. Remember the David Cronenberg
With Jeff
one?
Goldblum?
Yeah. Oh my God, when he barfs on the donut. Oh my God, that's so... And I remember that was coming, so I closed my eyes. And Luis went, oh, and he never does that, right? I'm like, yeah, I knew that was coming. Should we talk about all the things wrong with our bodies right now?
Oh, I had a little experience. I went for my annual mammogram, and I got a call back saying, we'd like to take some more pictures, and we'd like to do an ultrasound, because the radiologist noticed a change. So, of course, I went, wacko.
Yeah.
The whole week I was waiting to go back. I'd already said goodbye to my family, and
oh my gosh,
my hair had fallen out. I went to every.
Oh my gosh,
I went to every
stage.
possible place. Right.
Wow.
Everything's fine. It was just little dense tissue. She said it happens. So I'm like, okay.
That was exactly what happened with mine this year. And when I went back, they did 5 more pictures that could not have been more painful.
Oh, aren't they awful?
These were the worst.
They're so awful.
Ever. Yeah. Ever. Although the worst pain I've ever had, I think I mentioned this on this venue before, because I have fibrocystic disease, in my breasts. So, I would get, especially when my hormones were still crazy, before menopause, I would get, lumps and shit. And twice I had a needle biopsy with no anesthetic.
Oh, I've heard that's awful.
The second one, the first one wasn't bad, so when they wanted to do the second one, I was like, okay, I can take this. But for some reason, she didn't find it immediately, and she's like digging in there with the needle. And she keeps trying to talk to me, and I'm like, shut up, don't talk to me. She's like, yeah, some people just laugh, some people scream, I'm like, shut up.
I'm going to wring your fucking neck.
It would. Yeah, some people like, ah. But now if I were someone in the waiting room and heard someone screaming,
like,
do you think?
See ya.
Yeah. Oh my God. That is, I think that's the worst pain I've ever had, although sometimes in my mind, it alternates with my irritable bowel syndrome.
Oh, you have IBS? Ugh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Although I've been you take low dose Zoloft for that. And so I haven't really had it in that long, which is the best thing, because my symptom there was 45 minutes of stabbing pain in my abdomen, like someone was taking a knife and twisting it in my abdomen.
How often?
Well, when it started, it was once a month.
Ugh.
So that was fabulous. And then it got less frequent, but, several times a year. The last time I was so sore from the spasms that, like, I was kind of hunched over walking for a week, Oof. It was awful. But, the Zoloft has helped. I haven't had anything like that since I think it was 1996.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It was horrific.
Well, I'm sure the anticipation of it was probably awful, too.
Yeah, because you could kind of feel it coming on.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I heard a guy on a podcast. He's talking about his wife got up in the middle of the night, bounced off the wall on the way to the bathroom, and then bounced off the other wall. And she was had complete vertigo, couldn't catch her balance, couldn't. And then he got up later that morning, the same thing. And they both had this inner ear virus.
Oh, it was a virus.
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't get to a doctor.
You drive. No, you drive.
Yeah, but besides that, they couldn't make an appointment. They couldn't get an appointment for some reason. So it went on for a while. It went on several days with them just literally sitting in a chair and the room spinning around them. And then his left ear quit. His left ear just quit working. And so eventually they got to the doctor, and the diagnosis is it's a virus in your inner ear. And you're at the point now where the vertigo is going to stop, but your ear may not come back unless we try some radical stuff. So they put him on a couch, and they had to drill a 1 millimeter hole into his eardrum, and then take that out and put a needle and inject cortisone or steroids into the ear.
Did he have any anesthetic?
God, Grace, I certainly hope so.
Good God.
I don't know. Can you give your ear anesthetic inside?
I don't know.
I don't know if your eardrum has big pain sensors or not.
I don't know.
Please don't listen to us. We don't know what we're talking about. But he had to go for a week apart, 3 separate sessions. And they said there's a 50-50 chance your ear will come back.
Wow.
So I thought drilling a 1 millimeter is, that's a hole.
That's a hole for sure.
Yeah, right. I mean, I know several people with Meniere's disease, which leads to a lot of dizziness and things like that, and you just can't do anything but lay down, and you can barely even move your head.
What is that?
It's
just something. Come close if you can.
I don't know exactly.
Siri, what's Meniere's disease?
It's like a vestibular thing, perhaps. It's interesting because one of the people at my school, she does all this work on concussion, and there's like 3 aspects of balance. One is your vestibular balance, one is your visual, and then there's another thing, like your proprioception, which is your knowledge of your body in space. And so this, I think, has to do with your vestibular system. I think.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, no, it's I know a few people with it. My sister's one of them, and she'll have to have a patch with, I don't even know what it is, if it's anti-nausea, because it's nausea too, right? Because that goes hand in hand, and anyone knows that who's been hung over, right? I mean, that's a bad thing. The vertigo thing is bad.
Yeah.
It's like being seasick for days and days.
Yes. I remember once I took a sailing lesson on Lake Ontario, right? And we were in the bay at first, right? I think it was Irondequoit Bay. Everything was fine. And then we got onto the lake, and it was really rough, and I kept having to look up and down and stuff. And all of a sudden I just barfed.
Right.
And, and she's like, it was a woman she was so strange. She was such a strange bird. And she's like, okay, should we keep going? I'm like, just take me back to the dock. I got to lay down now. No, I don't want to keep going. Oh my God. And my friend Andy went into the Navy, and when he got assigned to a sub, then he discovered he got seasick. Yeah.
Well, being on a sub has got to be a lot different than being on a boat, too.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was just that was his first assignment, and then that's how he discovered it, because I would imagine a sub does not go through those.
No, but there's probably the element of claustrophobia there, too. So it might have been
probably
a combination of those things.
Yeah, I don't know how anyone could do that.
Isn't a way to fight seasickness? Don't you have to have the horizon?
Well, that has helped me at times, yeah.
Yeah.
Having the visual, being able to see, right.
Yes.
Because otherwise your brain can't understand what's happening. And it's like the VR headset thing.
Yes.
The videos on YouTube about that are pretty funny. It's so effective at tricking your brain. They have these things where when you wear the goggles, it's like you're standing on the top floor of a building and looking down, and you're supposed to walk a plank out over the city streets. And people literally can't do it. They know they're in a room.
Right.
There's nothing there, but they can't make themselves do it.
See, I would like to try that, being so afraid of heights.
Right.
I would like to try that just to see if I could do that.
Have you done the CN Tower?
Yeah.
The edge walk?
They have a glass floor in one part of it, and you can walk on it and look down into the city. But a lot of people can't, even though the glass is this thick.
I think I have walked on it.
People stand at the edge and like have these panic attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried it. I couldn't do it.
Luis did that thing called the Edge in New York. It's a similar thing there. It's in Hudson Yards. And it's a big, like, triangular deck that juts off from one of the buildings in Hudson Yards. And there's a big glass area.
Right.
And then the glass on the, I don't know if it's on every side because, I wasn't there. But the glass on the edge tilts out and you can, like, lean, back on the glass. And,
Whoa.
yeah, I guess, I don't know how people do that, any of that period.
I think there's like a circular walkway and they have harnesses on.
Well, on the CN Tower, yes.
Oh, that's...
Yes.
Yeah, they do that. CN Tower, that's right.
I know someone who did that.
What was it like? What are...
She loved it, but I think only people who would actually love it would do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, they know it. I don't even know how.
Right.
I mean, I'd have to be on my hands and knees crawling with a diaper on. I'm not kidding. I don't even know. I'd be in tears. I would be in tears.
It's a very weird feeling. I was up in a hot air balloon a number of years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and it was very weird because I'm not a great flyer. I'm not great in a airplane.
How did you do it?
But for some reason, I think because it was open and I could see everything as we were going up. We went up and it was a very freeing feeling. It was actually quite enjoyable. And I turned to our captain and I said, well, I feel like I could just kind of step out and walk, on the air. And he goes, yeah, that's why I hold on. So it's that sensation you could, I could just keep going. He goes, yeah, it's a weird feeling, but that's why I hold on.
My fear of heights are only when something is connected to the ground. I've done the hot air balloon thing a few times. If I'm in a building that's connected to the ground or at the edge of a cliff, that's a whole different thing. That's when I really get scared of it.
Yeah, I wonder what that is.
Yeah, flying, I don't know, there are physical forces at work that are keeping you up there. So that doesn't bother me. But did the guy on the hot air balloon, did he demand that he be called captain? Is that...
He was quite a martinet.
Is that the tradition in the balloon?
That's how he introduced himself. I'm
Oh my God.
I'm Captain Tom Foshwell, and I'll be taking you up on your trip here.
Would he be able to marry people on the balloon? Is that the...
Maybe. I mean,
Wow.
Well, I'm glad you already did that, Bailey, because in fact, I think that's quite dangerous to go up in a balloon. Isn't it? Like a lot of people die doing that every year.
Have there? Oh,
No?
There have been accidents lately, yeah.
Yeah.
There have been a few.
Yeah. We're like 20 people died.
They've done a remake of the Around the World in 80 Days. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen the remake. Who's in it?
It's in...
Is Ben Kingsley in that by any chance?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's kind of a little bit more fantasy based.
Yeah. It was David Niven, I think, in the first one,
David
right?
was the original, right? Very good. Yeah.
No, I always liked him. Yeah.
Very dapper.
Yes, he was. David Niven was like the poor man's William Powell or something, right? He wasn't quite...
Or Rex Harrison? Rex Harrison was My Fair Lady.
Yeah, which I just watched.
Did you?
Yeah, I love that movie. I do. I'm not a huge musical fan, but I love My Fair Lady. I don't know why.
So what happened with West Side Story that nobody went to see it?
Well, because it's really geared towards old people and no old people were going to the cinema. That's my theory.
Right. Yeah, that's a good theory. But, I mean, the critics loved it.
Yeah, they did.
And do young people who might go to the theater just don't care about a classic musical or
I don't
musicals?
think so. I don't,
I'm a huge fan of the music. I mean, there's a couple songs in it that just make me cry when I hear it. And I love the original musical. And Rachel and I have been talking about seeing the remake. And we haven't gotten there yet. But I keep reading that the guy who plays Tony is not that great. So I'm not kind of running out. Yeah, he's...
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, he's like the one, it seems like...
Baby Driver?
Yes, it just seems like he's the one actor that maybe the youth would know.
Right.
Otherwise, there's no one who's bait, like Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves in Dracula, right? Like, he put them in there to be bait for younger people.
Right.
But there's only that guy, and I don't even think he's that good, so... At least from what I've heard. Although a lot of people liked Baby Driver.
That was I saw that.
Did you see that, Walt? I mean, that'd be up here. Yeah, you saw. I heard it was good.
It was pretty good.
It was interesting. It was good. It was fun. one of those fun movies.
You know, people always told my mom that well, they still do, that she looks like Rita Moreno. And then my brother was on a tour. He was the percussionist for a tour with Rita Moreno and Carol. What the hell's that woman's name? Carol, the blonde.
Channing?
Diamonds are. Yes, Carol Channing, right? And so, of course, my mother had to go and see them once. And, you know, so there's this picture of my mom with Rita Moreno. It's pretty funny. And
Did they look alike next to each other?
they look similar, no doubt. And then everyone would say my dad looks like Ricardo Montalban.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
The plane.
No, can you? No, I always think of, what is it when he's Khan? I like it when he's Khan. He's like, I'm going to go on hurting you. And then he goes, I spit my last breath at thee.
Right.
That's all like the cheesy dialogue from that Khan movie. Yeah. He was good at that. And then, do you think they had like a fake chest on him?
Right, like a padded insert.
In the second
Yeah.
one. Because how could a guy his age have a chest like that? Do you remember that? It was like,
Right.
yeah, you know, like it looked like he was totally buff still.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Uh-huh.
And I mean, he was at least in his 50s when he made that movie, I would think. And there's no way he had a chest like that. Because he had something around his neck, so I figured the seam was around his neck.
Male prostheses.
They have him for everything, though, really. I think that's what they had for Mark Wahlberg in Boogie Nights, from what I understand.
That's not him?
Supposedly not.
No. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I didn't need to see it, though. Did you? At the end?
No, not really.
No, that kind of ruined it for me.
I have to see that again. I don't know if I think maybe I've only seen it once.
I've only seen it once.
Yeah. You know what? And I don't know why this reminds me of it, but like The Nice Guys has that same feeling because it's about the same time period. Did you see that with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe? It's hysterical.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's hysterical. You got to watch it. Ryan Gosling is just like such a loser. And it's good. I mean, like
It's a porn? I mean, they're porn?
no, well, there is an aspect of that in it, but it takes place in the same kind of period. So they've got like those.
What's the name of that?
It's called The Nice Guys. It is hysterical. You will love it when you see it, I guarantee. Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Very, very funny. I mean, Ryan Gosling, he just keeps getting thrown off balconies and falling and shit. I mean, and getting beat up. That's like all that happens to him throughout this movie.
Sounds like a Ryan Reynolds part.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you don't usually think of him like that, because he's usually like the heartthrob, right? But he was really good in it.
I get the two of them confused.
Oh, I don't, because I don't really like Ryan Reynolds very much. I'm not a fan of his.
I'm not either.
Yeah, but Ryan Gosling I love. You know what I read yesterday that I thought was really interesting was Christian Bale, who is one of my favorites.
Again?
Yeah, Christian.
Wow.
Christian and I were talking on the phone the other day. And he told the interviewer that, in American Psycho, he had a hard time at first getting into getting the core of the character, and that he was watching this interview with Tom Cruise once, and Tom Cruise had that very egregious niceness behind empty eyes. And that's what he used. I know. I'm like,
wow.
Ouch. I loved that.
It's a great analogy.
I know. I'm surprised that he said it out loud, I mean.
Right.
But they haven't been in any movies together, have they?
That's right. Is vapid the word you're looking for, Ryan?
Yeah. It's almost like aggressive vapidness.
Right. Well, you don't like musicals. Did you like him in his musical? Ryan Gosling?
Who's that?
Gosling?
I never saw that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I heard it's really good.
You should see it.
I'm sure I'll watch it at some point. I don't know why I just didn't go for that. The Favorite. Did you see that one? With, Olivia Colman was the queen, and Rachel Weisz was Rachel Weisz and then Emma Stone were like two courtiers and they were kind of vying for the attentions of the queen.
Oh, I did
good.
see that. I'm
That was
trying to
good.
figure that
Yeah,
out.
that was
I
good.
think I saw the beginning. I don't know if I saw it all the way through.
I liked that a lot.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Such good
She's amazing.
actresses,
Yeah. Have you seen the new Olivia Colman movie? I haven't seen that.
No, I heard that was good too.
Yeah.
That's the one that, what's her name, directed, right? Maggie Gyllenhaal. Yes?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
It's funny, lately it seems like all I really want to watch is comedies or action, kind of mindless more than anything. I don't know why. I just very like The Power of the Dog. I love Benedict Cumberbatch. I love Jane Campion. But for some reason I haven't watched it. I like Kirsten Dunst. I like Jesse Plemons. I like everyone in it.
Right. Yeah, I haven't watched it either. For that same reason, I'll scroll by it on the search bar and Netflix and
It's like all I want is Key and Peele right now.
Right. I love Key and Peele.
I didn't like Power of the Dog. It was.
You saw it.
Did you saw it? You saw it.
Yeah, it seemed ponderous. Very slow and very.
Yeah.
Off.
Fucking ponderous. Well.
Yeah, exactly. They're good. The people are good in it, but it just felt stiff and overdone.
See, I love her movies, Jane Campion's movies. So that's the main reason why I would want to see it. It was weird, I've been wanting to watch, I don't know why, The Ninth Gate, that Johnny Depp movie. I don't know, just because it seemed kind of like fun, a horror movie. And I didn't even realize Roman Polanski directed that because we watched that the other night. Yeah, it definitely had his feel, but it wasn't as good as it could have been, sadly. It was a little overlong.
There are so many films or series that I can't watch because they're on another streaming.
Yeah.
I'm not going to subscribe to any more than I have. And so I don't pay attention. As soon as it says HBO Max, I'm never going to see that. So.
Right.
And it used to be that if it was in a theater, eventually it would work its way, but it's not going to work its way from HBO Max to Netflix for 25 years at least. Right. So I won't see that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there now.
I know, it's so much.
So much. And I know I'm missing things that I'd like. I know I am.
We finished Ozark last night.
Yeah.
Really? Have you watched that at all?
Oh, yeah.
I watched the first season.
Yeah, it's really.
Me too.
It got really intense at the end.
That's one reason why I stopped watching it. I was just like, oh my God. I was just so exhausted after every episode.
Yeah.
It's so dark.
Exactly. It's so dark and so.
Yeah. No, yeah, I know.
Yeah. And it never lets up.
And I mean, that's a positive characteristic to me, but sometimes I just don't. I don't know. I don't want to watch it. Again, I just want mindless stuff. I don't want crappy stuff. Right. But I want mindless stuff.
Well, we have 50 minutes.
You know what upsets me though sometimes, Walt, is when you come in with the time and I feel like you're a psychologist who's saying, "Okay, our time is up.
Our session's up.
Stop talking now."
I'm going to have to charge for the next.
If you want to go longer,
that's right.
You're going to have to pay me double.
2 more minutes.
Like a cheap hooker, Walt.
Right.
Good God.
So.
No, it's because it's 2:55 and he's got to go take his nap.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're an hour behind us, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm glazing over.
To make my way to the sofa.
We were talking about Ryan Gosling. I don't remember anything after that.
Oh, that's the last thing you remembered.
I'm pretty sleepy.
Oh, my God.
But we should have a button to finish it off.
Yeah.
Any jokes or?
I have my favorite joke. I can tell you that one.
Oh, your favorite joke?
My favorite joke.
Excellent.
I was just going to say 2 buttons.
Two buttons walk into a bar?
Two peanuts were walking down the street and one was assaulted.
Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time. Like, comment, share, or subscribe.
See you soon. Bye. Why am I thinking of Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop right now?